All right, now to some breaking economic news. The U.S. Labor Department has released new inflation numbers. The Consumer Price Index rose 5% in May, over its level a year ago. Joining us now, NBC News senior business correspondent and MSNBC anchor Stephanie Ruhle. So, Stephanie, explain the number. What does it mean?
Okay, this is a very big inflation number, 5% from last year. We haven't seen an increase like that since 2008. People get panicky when they hear something like this. However, the thing we have to remember, Mika, is not to look at this in a vacuum. Remember where we were last year. Demand for everything was essentially plummeting. We were on lockdown. We weren't going anywhere. So we really need to look at this in terms of where we were 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And when you do that, it's far more normalized. So the big question is, we're facing these inflationary issues right now because of supply chain shortages, because of these blockages. Are they transitory, meaning are they short term? Will they work themselves out over time? If you look at the markets are kind of shrugging this off, saying, listen, it's not that big of a deal. However, go to the grocery store, talk to a friend, talk to your mom. People don't think about what they paid for gas 2 years ago. They think about what they paid for gas last week and last month. And people feel these prices getting higher, and it's really putting a lot of stress across the American people.
Yeah, Stephanie, you know, it's interesting what you just pointed out, because when you do go to the grocery store, as I go to the grocery store, you see for the first time in many, many months, people checking the cost of the bread, the milk, the eggs that they're buying. But what is the larger issue? Is it this slight spike in inflation, which may be temporary, maybe months long, a year long, we don't know, or is it the supply chain factor? What is going on with the supply chain of so many things that people use every day and they can't get or are in scarce supply?
Well, that's sort of the chicken or the egg thing here, right? There's a supply chain issue because of the pandemic, because of what we've gone through in the last year, shipping, transportation. Think about even the meatpacking industry and all the disruptions because of COVID. Then you open the economy up at the same time, and now that grocery store that you're going to right now, suddenly you now have restaurants making commercial orders for all of those same things. So many economists believe for the next few months, you're going to see this logjam, but it will work itself out a few months from now. But you know, while you're in the grocery store and that weekly bill that used to be $90 and now it's $130, that makes you very worried. And it makes a lot of people start to say, I don't feel good about the economy, or I'm not going to be able to afford things for much longer.
So I'm seeing a labor shortage wherever I turn, with people who cannot find workers to fill the jobs they have, which adds to this problem. Caddy K, take it to a global perspective and what you're hearing.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly true that these price rises are not just in the States. We're seeing inflation creeping in around the world, even in kind of energy and in oil prices, too. But, I mean, Stephanie, I guess the question is, where does this leave policymakers, right? They could raise rates, potentially, but we know that they don't really want to do that. Does it put pressure on the White House to scale back some of the spending initiatives it has, because that's pumping more money into an economy that could look like it's already starting to overheat? Where does this leave them? What are the weapons they still have, the tools in the toolbox?
It's definitely putting pressure on the White House. When you think about the Federal Reserve, who focuses on the Fed? Markets. And the truth is, markets at this point, since the financial crisis, are so addicted to federal support. And the Fed has led us to believe they're going to be here with this safety net to carry us through. They've been doing it since 2008. What this is doing, though, to governors across states, we've already seen it in 22 states, Republican-led states, but you're likely to see more pressure on Democratic governors to start pulling that expanded unemployment, not because they're looking to punish anyone. You could actually look at this, Mika, as a win. We beat COVID faster than we thought we could. So that extra $300, while it was massively needed a few months ago, we might not need it. We certainly need it in other parts of the economy. So there is a chance you see more governors say, we're going to pull that and redeploy that kind of money to places where it's needed more. You're actually starting to see that hinting out of the White House.
Stephanie Ruhle, thank you very much. We're going to be handing off coverage to you at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Thank you.